Have you ever wondered about the silent wars that shape our world? In the Horn of Africa, a profound struggle for dominance is unfolding, one that could reshape the continent. This isn't a war of armies, but a contest of strategy, diplomacy, and economic pressure. At its core, Egypt and Ethiopia, two ancient rivals whose ambitions now collide. Their battle is about water, power, and the future of a region at a global crossroads. Egypt, the historic Nile hegemon, feels its very existence threatened. Ethiopia, a rising giant, sees its destiny within reach. Their moves ripple across the Red Sea, the Arabian Peninsula, and into global power corridors. The stakes? Food security, economic development, and regional stability for millions. And this is how an ancient river dispute became a modern scramble for influence, a quiet war with consequences for generations. The outcome will determine who leads and who follows in this vital part of the world. To understand Egypt's anxiety, you must grasp its total dependence on the Nile, source of nearly all its fresh water and the lifeblood of over 110 million people. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD, is seen in Cairo not as progress, but as an existential threat. Ethiopia controls the Blue Nile, the source of most of Egypt's water. The fear: Ethiopia could one day choke the flow, plunging Egypt into crisis. Ethiopia insists the dam is for electricity, promising regional benefits. But Egypt's mistrust runs deep. Years of failed negotiations have only hardened positions. Egypt demands a binding treaty to protect its water share. Ethiopia rejects what it sees as colonial-era constraints. With talks stalled, Egypt is turning to more assertive strategies to safeguard its future. Unable to strike the GERD directly, Egypt has adopted a strategy of containment, building influence around Ethiopia's borders. Egypt's embrace of Somalia intensified after Ethiopia's deal with Somaliland, offering Somalia military support and positioning itself as Mogadishu's key ally. Cairo is also strengthening ties with Eritrea, Ethiopia's northern rival, adding pressure on multiple fronts. By partnering with Asmara, Egypt forces Ethiopia to watch both its north and east. Egypt's engagement with Djibouti, Ethiopia's trade lifeline, gives it economic leverage. Over 95% of Ethiopia's imports and exports pass through Djibouti. Any influence there is strategic. Through Somalia, Eritrea, and Djibouti, Egypt is methodically fencing in Ethiopia, raising the cost of its ambitions. The message: regional dominance will not come easily. The Egypt-Ethiopia rivalry now centers on the Red Sea, one of the world's most vital maritime choke points. Control here means influence over global trade and energy flows. Egypt, guardian of the Suez Canal, sees the Red Sea as its strategic backyard. Ethiopia's quest for its own Red Sea access, especially through Somaliland, is a direct challenge. For Ethiopia, being landlocked is a vulnerability. Direct port access is a national imperative. Egypt, with Gulf allies, is working to block Ethiopia's coastal ambitions, strengthening its own naval presence. The Red Sea has become a crowded arena, with ports and bases translating into power. This is now a high-stakes contest for economic and military supremacy. The outcome will shape the region's future. Egypt's counter to Ethiopia is a web of alliances stretching far beyond Africa. Its partnerships with Saudi Arabia and the UAE have reframed the Nile dispute as a pan-Arab issue, bringing diplomatic and financial muscle to Cairo's side. Gulf support gives Egypt leverage in the Horn, especially in Somalia. Egypt also courts Western powers, positioning itself as a linchpin for Red Sea security and global trade. This alignment brings international legitimacy and makes it harder for Ethiopia to win support. Egypt is also maneuvering against Turkey, ensuring it remains the primary external partner for key Horn states. By weaving this diplomatic net, Egypt isolates Ethiopia and multiplies the pressure. The chessboard is global, and every move counts. Ethiopia is not standing still. Its counter-strategy is bold and multi-layered. The GERD is both a power source and a tool of regional influence. Ethiopia aims to export electricity, binding neighbors to its rise. Addis Ababa is modernizing its military, signaling readiness to defend its interests and deter aggression. The Somaliland port deal, though controversial, shows Ethiopia's resolve to break its landlocked status. For Ethiopia, port access is a security imperative, not just an economic goal. Diplomatically, Ethiopia champions African-led solutions, resisting Egypt's push to Arabize the dispute. it's building its own alliances, offering energy and opportunity to neighbors. Ethiopia is determined to chart its own course and challenge the old order. Egypt and Ethiopia's 2024 entry into BRICS added a new front to their rivalry. BRICS, meant for global South solidarity, has become another arena for competition. For Egypt, BRICS offers new partners, alternative financing, and a platform to push for respect of historical water rights. For Ethiopia, it's a chance to elevate its status, access development funds, and counterbalance Egypt's alliances. Both lobby within the bloc for their own interests, Egypt for stability, Ethiopia for development rights. The rivalry now plays out in global economic forums as much as on the ground. BRICS is no longer just a bloc, it's a new battlefield in the struggle for regional supremacy. The contest is everywhere, from summits to shipping lanes. While direct war is unlikely, Egypt and Ethiopia's rivalry has already sparked a dangerous shadow war across the Horn. Proxy battles, political pressure, and economic competition are fueling instability. Somalia is the epicenter. Ethiopia's Somaliland deal pushed Mogadishu into Egypt's embrace, escalating tensions. Internal Somali politics are now entangled in the Egypt-Ethiopia struggle, risking renewed conflict. Every alliance, investment, and security pact in the region is now a move in their contest. Neighbors like Djibouti, Eritrea, and Sudan are caught in the crossfire, pressured to pick sides. The result? Increased militarization, diverted resources, and a volatile environment where small incidents could spark wider crises. The Shadow War's casualties may be peace and stability for the entire region. The Horn of Africa is on edge, its future uncertain. At its core, the Egypt-Ethiopia rivalry is about Africa's future. It's a clash between an old guard seeking to preserve dominance and a rising power demanding its place. Egypt stands for history, stability, and the status quo. Ethiopia for ambition, development, and change. Their struggle is a microcosm of Africa's broader transformation. Will old power structures endure, or will new ones emerge? The way this rivalry is resolved will set the tone for resource management, leadership, and cooperation across the continent. The stakes are nothing less than the direction of African power and prosperity in the 21st century. The world is watching as Africa's next chapter is written,